You know, this is where I kind of remind everyone that the prediction end is supposed to be on what team's going to win, not the Symmetra forecast, which I still put at a firm 1%. You know, I leave myself that.
If it was going to be if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Mangachu. He's not in the map. It's Nanohana still in for XL2. He's on the Genji now, and why not? His Genji looked stellar in that last round. It was a little difficult to play around the NRG's composition because there was, of course, Brigitte and everything else to try and shut him down. But he finally found his moment and was able to crack it open for them. Now here, though, this is different because we haven't seen Anubis so far, and we're seeing that in this meta, teams are not running the double sniper or just a sniper in general. We're seeing less and less Widowmakers. So that means Nanohana is going to be able to get in for free with this Genji.
Yeah, I mean, if you are a smug Frenchman looking to get to the Overwatch job market, you might want to think it over a little bit more because it hasn't been the most ideal climate. A lot less Widow, a lot more dive. People have been calling it Dive Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, and yeah, we might be in that. Although you look at NRG, they're going to slow it down a little bit with something more ground heavy with that Reinhardt.
Well, you know, it's like high-intensity interval training. They take it fast and slow it down. Take it fast and slow it down. That's going to slow it down quite a bit. Nene already picking off Poise, who was trying to go on a flank, but he got spotted out there.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing about running the Sombra here is that it is easier to get inadvertently caught. You don't have as much room to work with as some of the more wide-open maps, and XL2 wisely backing up a bit, giving this very tank-heavy setup of NRG a little bit more room. You don't want to let them just roll right into you, and XL2 gonna play angles here, going to leave their options open as they lay in damage around from the side, as they give Nanohana time to go in. He gets hacked under pressure. Poise moving on in. Nanohana almost down. No, not quite. Great healing coming in there from Goliath to keep Nanohana alive. And now it might be NRG feeling the pain, but XL2, they gotta get the point.
Yeah, they almost gave up the second tick, but it's only at 66% now. They cannot lose the point, but Kha'Zix and Smex coming up huge. Nene and Adam are gone, so XL2 will slowly crumble here as the second tick comes on in. They're gonna try their best to delay as Goliath tries to take the 1v1 up against Smex. He will fall, and now we move on to point B. NRG, they're gonna have the rally. They've got the EMP, both support ultimates coming online very shortly, and they're going straight for the point.
NRG's ready to go, but Goliath can drop the Nano and Nanohana. He's gonna have to do it now. Double the Nano-substance. Here comes the Dragon Blade from Nanohana. Gets Rob Dab in the very beginning, and even though NRG had a bit of an edge, they can't land a good EMP. The time has passed, and as a result, XL2 holds.
Yeah, it's like the Mario Underground level. Nano coming out from XL2. But yeah, they were able to thwart that push, but NRG held on to everything, and so they're still going to be able to continue on with this push. 5 ultimates. Kha'Zix almost has his 6 with that sound barrier here, and XL2, they've got almost nothing in the bank. They're going to have to rely upon Tizzy with a great Primal Rage, but that could get shut down in itself with this EMP.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think XL2 got to level 3 because we're not going to be hearing that theme any longer. They're not running the Ana, and they're not running the Genji. You have the Junkrat in play. Poise drops the EMP early, and well, still not the greatest because Nanohana was on the side, got Kha'Zix, but hey, still wide open. Swan with the Earth Shatter after. Makes it more of a fight. 3-1 in favor of NRG. Now going over, securing space. XL2 can't recover here just yet, and NRG has a real shot.
Now, they are being contested. It is, of course, that Lucio, but he gets hacked. He can't wall ride anymore. The rally is used here by Nene, trying to keep them all topped off as they go in for this contest, but they're losing body after body. Huion now making an emergency swap, but take a look. They are fighting back. NRG are trying their best to thwart this retake, and they have done so. 1 tick, a second tick coming on in.
Full 6 on the point. XL2 might not even be able to touch it again. They do get back over. Riptire out from Nanohana. He falls, only gets Swan for the tire, and that still might not be enough. Goliath out of it on the side, and NRG sets a very fast time here on Anubis.
That Nano Blade coming out from Nanohana was just a bandage, right? You saw that NRG were able to just hold on to all of their ultimates because they already knew that fight was lost. It was basically what happened in Fusion and Envy, right? You just take the loss when Who Are You goes in the Blade. You just take the loss when Nanohana goes in with a Blade, and then you go in with the full 6-man ulti fight. And then from there, once you're able to get that presence, that big meaty composition on there, it's hard to remove them.
And NRG was able to do that down a player where the MP was a little slow. As a result, Nanohana had time to get onto the Lucio in the back. But you know what brought that back more than anything else? It was Swan. Had the early Earth Shatter from how the first fight went down, drops the hammer, makes plenty of space, and NRG was able to restabilize. And oh boy, Mica's gonna be insufferable if this happens, just to let you know.
Kha'Zix gonna walk out Spawn with it, but I don't know. You really don't need as much of the mobility of the Symmetra. I would love if he ran it, but nah, he's not gonna. He's gonna go back over to that Mercy.
Oh, okay, now I'm just looking to the other side. There's tears! There's actual tears right now! Kha'Zix, you're actually a monster, and not in the good way.
Take a look at the adjustments that we have to make. So Rob, as we've seen, you know, a lot of the flex supports now picking up the Brigitte. Before it was just one of the DPS that would generally swap off from it. But now we do have something a bit more traditional coming up from NRG here on the defense. They're going to go for that Junkrat with the Widowmaker, and so they are going to try and shut down Nanohana going in for the dive. But XL2 making their counter swaps as they go for the Ghost composition. Wow, a lot of mind games going on here.
Yeah, at some point you sort of hit that slot machine and you see nothing but barnyard animals. It's a 3-3 support tank composition. And of course, if you run this type of composition, what do you gotta do? You're gonna go straight to the point and you don't really care about much else.
They're gonna try and just run around them, but the Hulk does slow them down for now as they make their way onto the high ground. This is important, right? You want to make sure that you also take away the high ground from Rascal, from Poise here, and only allow them the one across the way. As you see, their repositioning is Rascal for that.
Poise needed to land those shots. He had a great opportunity there to just cut off this Goats comp before it began. Doesn't happen, but hey, Rascal just layers in the concussion mine. Big disruption, even bigger mid-air grenade. Nice, excellent play in from Rascal, and now he's not even being contested. He's gonna get an early tire. They might have given up an early tick, but it's not going to matter. He even should be able to save this tire for the next fight.
Those mines were so good. A lot of displacement, a lot of disruption. Nene's about to go down. He had a lot of high charge there, but there was no way he was going to get out. Just try to build up that Graviton Surge. But during that time, though, Tizzy was able to freely swing because NRG had to contest with boots on the ground, putting people onto the point. And so he's at 97%, almost has that Earth Shatter. Again, though, it's going to be difficult to try and connect with it. He needs to wait for Swan to put down that barrier and then just run past it and go for the Shatter.
Ooh, actually, not so ooh. That just gave Reinhardt a nice opening. Has to compensate the tire, but man, Rascal almost betraying his own team there. Poise on the cleanup, though, on the other end. Under a little bit of pressure from the Coalescence, but not really feeling too much of the burn right now. Just going there going, yeah, I got a shot on you, I got a shot on you. Also, my team's surrounding you. I actually can't fail.
Nene instantly makes that swap off. They burned and used the Coalescence, got nothing off of it. And so they're no longer gonna run that composition. Tizzy goes over to the Winston. Nanohana now on the Genji. They know that they need to be able to dive onto these targets, apply pressure onto Poise and Rascal. They cannot allow them to get all this free damage off. What's interesting is that Goliath is the one to go over to the Sombra now. So solo support, triple DPS composition coming out from XL2.
XL2, full-scale swap-ups, a minute 43 left. Time certainly not on their side here anymore. NRG, full awareness advantage with the Infrasight in play. Poise gets the pulled on back right now. Again, just looking for a bit of chunks, and Rascal, again, strikes, gets rid of Tizzy early on here. And of course, XL2, they are running a Mercy. They could erase a few of these mistakes, but now you're down 2. You gotta go for a full reset, and they might only have one good attempt left.
And we've seen Poise struggle in the past with the Widowmaker, but he is connecting with the shots today. Oh man, that is instant return on the caster curse. Nene taking him out now.
Kha'Zix, though, activates Valkyrie. I think he would like to get Poise back up into the fight, but doesn't have the opportunity. A true 6-on-5 up for XL2 right now. They're gonna go around. They get on the point. They get the early DMAC. Nene might be down to the other Mercy, but here comes the tire. Rascal looking to equalize. Gets rid of Nanohana, but I think XL2 might have done enough right now, because you take a look at this, and NRG, even as they're fighting, even as they're delaying, respawn advantage is gonna be big. Wuyall forced out of the mech, self-destruct. Can he remech right now in time? Gets to the top and does just that. In fact, Smex is demeched as a result, and XL2, they've invested a lot, but they should be able to get back in here.
2 ticks coming on in, and now we have the Shield Maiden in play as Rob is trying to get back onto the point. They are still contesting it, our NRG. They have not been able to get Smex, and now Nanohana is forced to blade, but he gets trapped, and he will get taken out by Poise with the pulse bomb of all things.
What sense from Rascal? That should have been good cleanup from XL2, and instead, it's Nanohana going, what did I just step in?
Ooh. XL2, they're going to be able to stabilize, though. They do take the points and keep it alive, though, ZP. 3 minutes and 55 seconds with the 4 minutes added onto their clock. But as XL2, you are breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, XL2 right now, it's sort of the entire thing like, you know, out of the frying pan into the fire. Well, they just got out of the fire, and I'm not sure the frying pan feels a whole lot more comfortable, but hey, you're not burning alive right now, so that's something.
As we move on to the next point, XL2, really happy they at least got here, but we're already seeing the time difference between the two. NRG, they're at 4 minutes and 50 seconds in their time bank. Nanohana is not going to be able to snowball into this with the blade. Great shutdown coming in from NRG to really slow this down. Tizzy does have a Primal Rage, but does he really want to use it into this fight right now? He wants to really honestly try and bait out something like the Riptire from Rascal before all this happens. Rascal took a good chunk. He's at 88% towards that tire.
That was really close to being really bad for NRG. Tizzy will be going with that early preemptive Primal Rage. Goes to the back, gets Mercy out of the fight. Nice disruption. Meanwhile, XL2, they've already entered the front door. Tizzy is just stopping Mercy from getting into the main fight. Valkyrie or no. However, NRG going back in. This is the tire that can bring it on back. Gonna be circling around the right-hand side. Going, 30 HP, and connects. Tizzy out of the fight. But Nanohana's not done yet. Finds Phozix as the blade, makes it 2. Can there be more? A Sombra in the back almost gets taken down, and XL2 continues to press the point, and this is looking good for them now.
Swan is the last member that was going to try and contest here. We do have Poise with that Sombra. He's got the EMP. First stick has come on in for XL2. Emergency May out for Phozix. Now he's dropped down low. The EMP comes on out, but still the numbers advantage in favor of XL2, especially after a 2-man self-destruct.
Just layers there on the top, goes, you know, I know you're all coming back from your spawn, but consider taking 3 steps back. Wooyall gets the final pick off, and that lets XL2 back into the game. Take a look at the time bank here. There is a stark difference. NRG in control right now, and XL2 going to be going right back to the attack.
I mean, XL2 almost got full held on point A. If it wasn't for that really scrappy battle, NRG almost fought back. Poise and Smex staying alive for so long. We're able to delay that out. And now, NRG with their defense. They're gonna go back tried and true once again. The Widowmaker along with the Junkrat. I mean, we're seeing why it's still so strong here on a point A defense. It gives you a lot of zone control, a lot of mobility. It's hard to tack down and pin down by what XL2 was running, trying to go for that GOATS composition. Now, when they ultimately did change to the dive, it helped out, but it was still on a razor's edge that they were able to take point A. Now, I'd be surprised if Goliath starts off once again on this attack, or goes straight towards the Sombra here, because I feel like the dive is enough. They need to just enable Nanohana a little bit more, give him the Zenyatta, give him a Mercy, something else to really be able to stay in the back line.
I think Goliath's role here is he's going to be a scout here. He's going to go, do we want to run this comp? Do we not? And then he's going to go back and swap. I don't think he'll be on Sombra at the very beginning. And we've seen a little bit more of this where you just use the Sombra as an early scout, but I might be wrong here. Right now, he actually might be staying on it, given how he's positioning and not quite being super aggressive here just yet.
He has made his way into the left-hand side, but, oh, you saw Rob was right there responding, making sure that no one gets in. And so, XL2, they've already wasted some valuable time just trying to get into the left-hand side here.
Meanwhile, Goliath got pulled out of stealth. The halt right there. Adam already out of the fight. And this picks up where we left off. And where do we leave off? It was Rascal just treating NRG like they're, or treating XL2 like they're a junk pile, throwing grenade after grenade in on them, and making their approach quite difficult.
It's very important, though. They got the D-Mech onto Smex. Once Goliath gets healed up, once Nanohana gets healed up, never mind. He's dead. He's dead. So that's going to be another great stall coming out from Rascal there. It's still a moment, though, as Smex is only at 35%. He's trying his best to get the poke off. XL2, you should not be poking your head out right now. But no, he's about to get his mech back. And so that window is almost gone for XL2 for this dive.
And the scary part here for XL2, oh, again! Goliath! Doesn't matter if you're stealthy. Rascal's working on that sixth sense right now. It goes, yeah, I just think there's going to be a person here. Oh, hey, it's a Sombra. He's going to have Riptire for the next fight.
50 seconds left for XL2, and they've gotten nothing done. They haven't made it past that plateau, that high ground there. And XL2 are just absolutely struggling. This is the same thing we saw on their point A offense the first time around. Adam does have the Valkyrie, but do they need a Valk just to break this?
You would think so. Rascal, very much in control. 98%. Tire, about to be moving on in. Poise, Infrasight, just using this to calculate where he wants to go in the back. Certainly afraid of Nene. Almost gets the Genji. Meanwhile, Rascal goes to the other end. Poise was able to get Adam. That's a nice pickoff. And now you look to Rascal. Holds the tire for the final 12 seconds.
10 seconds now. Goliath still not with the EMP. They don't have the bodies quite yet to be able to get onto the point as 5 seconds starts ticking on down, and they're going to zone it out as the Riptire connects onto Adam.
And this might be a bit of a whimper here, but NRG just easily shutting down XL2. I'm not sure XL2 ever had a full good fight here because of how Rascal was able to get early pickoff after early pickoff, and Poise got into the fray of things. A very nice pickoff onto Adam when he was just trying the reset. XL2 could never truly set up in that attack.
In the 2 minutes and 9 seconds they had to attack point A, that was the only time they touched it in overtime, where NRG were just busy trying to get any picks, and they did. You saw XL2 were able to get 3 members there, but what's the point if you're going to end up fighting a 6v3? And so now NRG, they've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds to get 1 tick on point A. Of course, conversely, that means XL2, they have to hold on for 4 minutes and 50 seconds just to get a draw.
Okay, let me just sort of delve in here and be your own personal spoiler, so you might want to mute if you don't want to hear some spoilers here. NRG is going to win this map. The idea that XL2 would hold for 5 minutes and not give up 33% is ridiculous. I also hope I'm wrong, and the reason is that that would be one of the best holds in Overwatch history if it happened. And okay, now that I said that, watch. All of NRG is disconnected, XL2 wins by forfeit. That doesn't count, by the way. That does not count.
I feel like some sort of caster curse is going on here, and you just caused that pause. Is that what happened?
My mere words have taken down 3 NRG PCs. It's like, I don't understand. This makes no sense. It's like, oh, it makes perfect sense to me.
Somewhere there was a disturbance in the world, and the power flickered out in 3 homes. How dare you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
But let's discuss that interesting full hold that just happened. What was going on with XL2?
What was going on with XL2 is that they were trying to get players in place behind NRG. Certainly, Sombra was a key part, right? But they could never get through cleanly because they kept stepping on Rascal's garbage, whether it be grenades, traps, concussion mines, whatever he found out of the dumpster, he was serving piping hot to XL2.
A big issue also that we didn't really get to talk about was that because they were running the solo support composition with just the Mercy, that meant that Goliath wasn't healing anyone. There were many moments where they had to delay because either Wuhel needed to get healed up or Nanohana needed to heal up, and at that point, those were valuable seconds being wasted away because they didn't have a second support.
So, we have gone back into the game. NRG has clearly overcome the power of whatever curse I've thrown on them, where, again, to continue the spiel here, this should be NRG taking this, and it shouldn't really be drama-filled. XL2, I'm willing to see if you can make this a draw, but it's not super likely to happen.
Yeah, NRG, they understand their win condition, and they understand they just need to cut out all the riffraff there. They just go for the easy composition to run. It's going to be goats, and they go, well, cyber goats at this point, and they go straight for the point as Poise is going to be on the flank.
This is already before it begins. They almost get the first take right away. XL2 barely able to even get back onto the point as NRG catches XL2 totally, thoroughly, and completely off guard. Now, Nano on Nene, well, Nano's not anymore. Nene's still in it, but he's super low. This would be big even for him to bring it back. There's just too much on the point. NRG, they clean it all up. And XL2, the favorites, undefeated through the regular season. They're 1 map away from elimination.
we paused and then came back and then we were done.
Yeah, that round was longer or faster than the pause. So
Yeah, that was
So
I have nothing to say there. That's just crazy.
We got to see basically what was the difference there, right? While NRG went for something simple, just get everyone there onto the point and then win.
Yeah.
We saw that XL2 tried to go for something a bit more complex to set up. They went for the dive and it got shut down every time.
You know, drawing a larger narrative of what we're seeing right now with how hard XL2 is having to work, with the real threat now of NRG eliminating them, I just imagine the XL organization as a whole just drafting a huge request of being, please don't patch mid-season, because their teams seemingly do real well for a while, and then something changes, it changes quite against them, where of course XL and OWL proper dealt with a hard time adapting to new metas, and right now XL2, this new meta has definitely not been up their alley. They have looked mortal, much in the way that Fusion did in the quarterfinals just a few days ago, and now they have to win 2 in a row to get back into where everyone thought they would be.
I also have to ask, do you think that the team swaps could have been part of the downfall for XL2 here? Do you think if Mangachu was being played, it would be a different outcome?
Not so much on Assault. I think that, for the most part, XL2 only practices with Nanohana on Assault. So, I mean, with Mangachu's skill set, could it be different? Maybe. But knowing how they practice, I don't think they've ever really used Mangachu in Assault. So, I don't think that was a real option for them here.
Yeah, I mean, if Mangachu's there on Anubis, it's going to be the same story, right? They're going to try to run the Genji on the offense, but they're going to run into the same brick wall that was, of course, the Junkrat on the opposite end, and also the kind of liability of having Goliath on that Sombra.
Yeah. Well, our next map will be Rialto, which we all know is a chaos map, so maybe this is just the chaos that XL2 needs to turn these things around.
I think you're right, but on the same note, I don't think XL2 really sleeps soundly at night with the idea of, oh, you mean that our season comes down to winning on Rialto?
Yeah.
We put other teams in this position. It's not a fun position for us to be in.
Oh, how the tables have turned at this point.
They have.
And the thing is, like, this is also even that much more of a chaotic map. We thought we had figured it out towards the end of the season, right? We're going to see, a lot of Roadhogs, a lot of Orisas, and then all of a sudden we're seeing Reinhardts and Zaryas and everything coming out. So we don't know what's going to happen here. Anything goes here on Rialto.
Yeah, is this the first time we're seeing Rialto on the new patch?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so really anything goes.
Yeah, and also it's worth noting here is that this is also a particular map that I think Hammond could be quite nice on, with all the different ways he can swing from rooftop to rooftop. I mean, you want to make Spider-Man jokes, we're basically in New York City here to a degree.
He's just swinging around, singing songs like a gondolier, and then all of a sudden, boom, pile driver, you're all dead.
Except he's singing songs in hamster, so it's not really, it's just squeaks. Yeah, if only that could be the soundtrack to Rialto. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? But yeah, so we're going to be seeing a lot of new things coming out on this map, because this is something that we haven't seen before in this new meta. But what are you hoping to see with the Hammond? Do you want to see the Doomfist? Do you want to see the Mei?
I don't think we're going to see the Hammond from XL2. I think it's not something that they really want to go to. Again, I think they're going to try and play it more up their strengths, but it's also weird because in a lot of ways, so far, they haven't. I actually, at this point, I don't know what to expect at XL2, because you have this, one part desperation, one part play how you practice. I don't know which path they're going to take.
I think we're going to see a lot of Mei. I'm not against Mei here, especially on an escort map that's very level, and you don't have to worry too much about high grounds and stuff like that. So Mangachu should be able to pull out the Mei and make it successful, especially if teams are running something like an Orisa. That way, you do the same thing. Wall up behind the Orisa and then walk her down into having her cornered right there.
All right, well, NRG is one map away from taking this and going to the finals, but will XL2 Academy open up the broom closet and pull off a reverse sweep? We'll find out.
And then I also forgot that Mangachu also plays a really stellar Pharah, which he's already on. So never mind, throw all of that out the window. As we are heading into map number 4, XL2, their playoff lives on the line as NRG are now up 2-1.
The interesting swap up I see here from XL2 is that they're not going in with Tizzy, and I think part of that is that they see Cloman as kind of their Orisa specialist, and Tizzy more on the Winston side of things. Between the two of them, though, I do think Tizzy has been overall more reliable, so it's curious to see them come up with this lineup here, but I do like the fact that Nene is on the Widow, certainly something to challenge NRG with here.
Now, This is the traditional defense, so even though we say anything goes, this is what we've been seeing for the most part. The only real big difference coming out from XL2 is that, yeah, Goliath is once again on that Ana. So that might be a weak point for NRG to try and focus down, as they are gonna go for the Tracer and Sombra composition. It's a dive composition. We'll see if Rob sticks with this Widowmaker, or if he make the swap off. He might be just checking on the right-hand side to see if he can get a good angle.
For now, NRG just focusing on pushing up the payload, looking for positioning the other side. Rascal, he's already gotten in deep, stealthy, sneaky, looking for Adam. This could be a quick assassination of Adam if he's not careful. Boys, meanwhile, setting up on the other side as NRG tries to get in, but already there's a flaw in the program. Nene got poise immediately here. Gonna be forcing out the res, and I'm not quite sure where Rascal is right now.
You gotta be careful. Oh, Rob just sticks around way too long, and Wuyal is able to burst him down. So maybe now he will swap off with that Widowmaker. We'll see in just a few moments. Nene, though, has been doing so much damage now. He's already got that infrasight up. As the dive comes out, Swan gets right on top of Adam, takes him out.
Yeah, Adam's out of the fight immediately. NRG doing a good job of getting into this courtyard. Okay! Rocket directly to Rascal there. Hard to predict around that, but Mangachu, he had his number, he called it, and rung 3 times, and he was gone. As the rest of XL2 cleans up from there, and woof. That was tough.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I just had like flashbacks of that shadow burning clip, and I was hoping that like Mangachu was about to just absolutely pop off. Didn't quite happen, but you know, the rest of XL2 were able to salvage that fight after losing Adam early on. Now with teams, you know, not running that Zen Mercy, we talked about it earlier, the Mercies or Zens, if they're left alone, are a bit more vulnerable because they can't pocket each other, and we saw Adam fall victim to that now. Rob still on this Widowmaker though, and take a look. Remember, Nene had already used his infrasight, he's already at 36%, and Rob is only at 50% towards his first.
Rob's hiding the back, good angles, gets Mangachu down. That's a smart player, by the way, gets Goliath right after. Rob piercing on through, makes it a 3K. Rob just having the time of his life there, channeling his inner shoe.
See, that was my 900 IQ play. I wanted him to pop off, so I started doubting him publicly. But there we go, NRG able to clean up a lot. Clone Man uses the supercharger there, so he's gonna swap off onto the Winston for this next fight now. They want to be able to get back onto the point, but take a look at all the space controlled by NRG. They're on there. Oh, the hack comes out, but it doesn't matter to Mangachu. Now he's just Soldier.
Nano boosted far, it's a rarity, but something that Mangachu does enjoy getting, drops the barrage. But his team is all gone around and he's like, wait.
Oh no.
This wasn't the script, threw it away. Oh, I still have to contest the payload. I don't want people to call this a certain thing. But no, he can't do it. Falls before it's capped. And NRG does get through point A.
3 minutes and 40 seconds for NRG here, and doesn't look like they're going to make any swap-offs. We do see a lot of teams go for the Rein Zarya once they get to this position, but NRG had started this off with the Winston Diva, so it looks like that's the kind of pace that they want to keep setting here. Now Rob, going off the Widowmaker, goes over onto the Ana, so we'll see what he can contribute to the team fight with that. It's Goliath has made his way over to the Zenyatta instead. Try to keep Adam a little bit more pocketed.
XL2, they do get a chance to fully reset. Back behind that Orisa. Meanwhile, you have Rascal again. Piercing to back line, Tracer v Tracer, self-destruct, coming on in. Of course, Nene trying to do his best to create as much chaos as Rascal is doing to them. And NRG, nothing too flashy here. They were just able to get Clone Man early. They walk on forward. There's no more shields for XL2. Mangachu the Sombra gets the end of his other number. And I'm just curious how XL2 comes back out, and oh, goodbye. Diva on the verge of gang team mech'd, slept, gone. Rascal continuing to impress in the back.
NRG not letting go of the pressure now, but it's XL2 trying to turn the tides of this battle here. They got the resurrection off to bring Goliath back into this, and they're contesting the points as Rascal playing in the front lines. Now Mangachu though from above, he's got the EMP, he's gonna throw it down.
Early EMP from Mangachu, but the fall through's not there. Mangachu, all he did was feed himself. And NRG, they feasted quite well. I don't know what went on with the EMP there from the XL2 side, but clearly they weren't ready. Mangachu saw the opportunity, but half of that is your team being ready with it.
Well, Swan wasn't caught into it, so he's able to get in, throws down his barrier, and then the people that were covered by that EMP now had a shield to hide behind. Nanoboost comes on out, but here's the dive. Sleep Dart misses, but Rascal is there in the back line. Pulse Bomb not going to connect, and now he's going to continue to push forward.
Swan holding Primal Rage right now, and Rascal gets the better of Nene. Rascal's playing out of his mind right right now. Swan goes, time to go for a Swan dive, was looking to push people into the water and says, you know what, indoors, that's fine too. Chases down Mercy, and NRG continues to dominate XL2.
They haven't quite secured this yet, but there they go. They will be able to get it 2 minutes and 56 seconds as we move on to the third phase. Now what's interesting is, again, we were wondering what to expect here on Rialto. By the third phase, there's a lot of Ryan and a lot of Zarya along with Brigitte, but neither team really want to run that. They're going to try and go for this high mobility, really high tempo composition. Poise is able to spot out Clone Man, goes for the hack, but it's Nene to take out Rascal, trading blow for blow.
Finally, Rascal getting checked a little bit on the XL2 side. Rascal has been an unstoppable force of nature here thus far in this matchup. And XL2 with that early pickup. You see how NRG is being like, okay, Rascal's gone, let's wait.
Nene asking for a little bit of healing there. He's gonna need it as he and Poise have been facing off in this hallway. But oh, there comes another challenger, Mica coming in, and it's Goliath to take out Rascal once again.
Take a look at NRG. NRG's like, wait, back up, wait for Rascal to be rezzed. They're relying on quite heavily, but Cloman, he was a bit too far forward. Swan was able to punish him here. XL2 fighting on the edge as you see NRG bit by bit starting to move their way in. Nene striking to the back, looks for Mercy, has to rewind down, couldn't finish it off, and so many people from NRG getting healed at the last moment. But now it's Nene able to finally get back with Cloman. They take down both supports, and XL2 should be able to flip this back.
Swan gets cleaned up by Nene there, and all XL2 really want to do, if they don't win these fights outright, they are more than okay with delaying this out. Nene, though, gets spotted out by Poise, he gets hacked, but he will get rezzed in time. So that really doesn't amount to much. Now Rascal is going to go ahead and make the swap off. He no longer wants to try and play that Tracer into this. They're going to go for that Goats composition. The Cyber Goats with Rascal onto that Zarya, so they want to be able to finish this off. Do they have enough time, though, to try and get to critical mass? Self-destruct is used by Smex. He gets nothing from there.
Meanwhile, Megachu in the far up finds Poise on the other side. XL2 certainly working with an edge in this fight. NRG from all those swaps going to be low on ultimate power as Goliath finds Smex on the other side. Nene, of course, continuing to work on the outskirts. See Megachu on the rooftops. Rocket, continuing to keep the pressure up. And the problem for NRG is that you run this 3-3 setup. Guess what? You lose one person, you kind of lose the fight, and oof. Just from long range, perfect stuff.
Yeah, also Mangachu just freeing the skies now. That is not what you want to do up against XL2. Do not give them space. He's already going back towards spawn, predicting some sort of swap off. He's waiting to see what Poise does when he gets back into this fight. He's going to be sticking with the Sombra. Now, he can ground her with the EMP, so we'll see how high Mangachu can stay up next to that skybox with that Pharah.
Nene, of course, creeping around the outskirts. Poise holding on to the EMP. A good EMP engage would be exactly what the doctor ordered here for NRG. We'll see if that doctor is in. EMP
so
comes
smart
for Poise. And look at how they were able to get away from it here. Nene punishes Poise, and XL2 re-engages. And that Transcend coming in from Goliath was super well timed.
Mangachu was waiting that out the entire time. As soon as he saw the translocator, he used that Conk Blast. He gets away from it. But again, NRG were forced to get into that engage so quickly. They could not set that up perfectly, but still, Mangachu, sly fox that he is, was able to keep his head on straight, and then from there clean it all up. XL2 looking to fight back into this to tie it up 2-2 up against NRG.
And of course, that road to map 5, that road to getting back into the grand finals that XL2 feels is their right. Part of that road is simply finishing out Rialto here. They don't have to worry about extra rounds. Just push the payload as far as it can go, and you will earn that chance to go to that final control map to dispatch NRG and go along your way.
Yeah, and often we see teams here on Rialto, point C, able to get it much further, able to at least get it into the inner portions, that last final stretch of that part of the map, but NRG just could not find anything at all. They tried to make their adjustments, Rascal going over to the Zarya, going over for that Cyber Goats composition with the Sombra, but again, they just were not able to get anything done. There was just XL2 doing a great job of counter-picking, making sure that they were keeping their opposition, their opposing heroes in check all the time. We saw that Rascal was having a much more difficult time on that Tracer trying to get in because XL2 was doing a good job of playing the zone defense and keeping track of his movements.
And I mean, that's one thing that we kind of thought XL2 would be able to do here. Again, I even remember just talking last night with Elkin Sideshow about the situation. It's like, okay, but XL2 probably should be able to make adjustments to deal with Rascal, and they were, finally, but man, did it take a while, and we'll see if they're still able to find that power. Mangachu, no. Stop playing with our hearts. I don't believe you in this situation. You don't have it within you to the inner fortitude, the draw out, to play Torbjorn in this do or die setup. No. Wait. What?
If they take point A and they see a swap off come out from NRG, I do see a world where Mangachu go for it, but why would you right now, especially when you've got the hot heads, you are connecting with these rockets with this Spara, and NRG still aren't running anything to really kind of deal with it. Now Phosix is able to tag him a few times, so keeping him honest. Ooh, dropped down to about 10 HP, but he's able to break LOS.
You know, the problem is, though, in the game of Faras, that partial credit is basically no credit at all. He's immediately healed back up. The pressure only suddenly been, oh, is that gonna hit? That was so close! Rob Dab saw his life flash before his eyes. Every little bit of RAM in his optic brain was lighting on up, and he still goes down! How did Mangachu get that?
Oh, NRG try to go aggressive, but they are completely out of line of sight. As XL2 just kite back, Phosix finally is able to finish off Mangachu, but at what cost? At what cost? Nene now is on the hunt for, of course, the Ana, but he sees a D.Va instead. Will back away for now. NRG need to regroup and come in for this contest.
XL2 powered by Mangachu with excellent long-range rockets with an early pickoff on the Rob. They have the edge in the courtyard battle. Now they're gonna start taking focus fire onto Specs right now. Specs on the verge of being DMAC'd. Wuyal, though, gets DMAC'd first. Rascal got a little bit more. Mangachu, though, unanswered on top of Nene. The pulse bomb finishes off, slam dunk onto Rascal from Mangachu, and that should be enough for XL2 to get through here in the point A. As difficult as it is, you see NRG still delaying, but they're working at a significant disadvantage. But you see there, Swan smartly buying some time.
Yeah, even in that, little micro battles are happening. But there we go as the play comes out, but we'll see if it gets much. Rascal with one onto Mangachu, but that is a fortified or reset. You're not going to get much done there. And he says you're not going anywhere. He's able to dodge out for now, but still, Rascal will ultimately fall. Transcendence is used as Rob is going to be able to top off his tanks.
Good Transcendence from Rob. Got it up just in time. NRG was seeing their life just pass on by, but Rob brings them back on in. NRG actually manages to hold an XL2 only with 1:40 left, potentially in their season.
1:40, here comes the self-destruct. Clone Man is forced out of position. He's got the Fortify for the damage reduction, but he's getting hunted down. No, it's Mangachu to actually fall. Earth Shadow.
Questionable, very questionable there from Swan. You might have needed that a few moments away from now. And it's just like, hey, his Earth Shadow's down.
That's no ultimates now for NRG, as XL2 have 3 ready in the bank. Nene now coming in for that flank play. He's got the pulse bomb, but he gets spotted out. Rascal knows exactly where he is. Mangachu is going to get himself into position, getting close to that barrage himself.
Mangachu going really deep there. It is dangerous, even though he is close to the barrage. NRG holding back, utilizing these doorways by the point to continually cover themselves, keep someone alive to get on the point, no matter what. Mangachu feeling it, nano boosted barrage, most of it negated by D.Va, but still was able to catch poise with the aid of Nene. However, NRG, Smek's gonna get DMAC. They still have 4 people up, and look at Rob. Rob is close to another Transcendence. He's gonna be able to pop it here mid-fight. He did enough, and this is looking very good for NRG as XL2 is 30 seconds away from elimination.
30 seconds left on the clock. They threw so many ultimates at that. NRG was at a huge power disadvantage. Smeks is gonna go ahead and reset himself to get that mech back, and why not? He has a spawn that is so much closer now. XL2, they are almost out of gas here and just short of that first checkpoint. Now 10 seconds left, you can hear the music, and this is NRG trying to secure their spot in the finals for the live finals to meet up against Fusion University.
Last ditch effort here from XL2. NRG about to live the dream, to live the upset. Clone Man already down. Mangachu still in the sky. Goliath barely able to shake pressure. Mangachu, a ground fire right now. So close to the barrage. Oh, blows himself up. There will be no barrage. Smeks eats it, shuts it down. We're in overtime, but XL2 is fighting right now. They have the better part of this. Swan, though, has a plan. Under pressure, can't get the Earth Shatter up in time. And XL2 get a slight reprieve. They're gonna add some time onto the clock, but it's only 2.5 minutes.
This is reminiscent of Anubis just beforehand. And so now XL2 again just counting their blessings to be able to walk away with this team fight win, walk away with an additional 2.5 minutes to get to the next checkpoint. But NRG, they've got some great tools for this, and Rascal, he's been popping off on this Tracer. Nene hasn't been really able to check him as often as he would like now. Mangachu, though, on the high ground with the barrage. He is waiting to let it loose.
Mangachu setting up right now. NRG backs up a bit. Rob under pressure, down. Mangachu's barrage strikes deeply into the support backline, but Rascal does much the same. NRG, they go to the Rascal well once more. He picks up 3.
Oh no, they do res Nene back into this, and he instantly answers on back. But XL2, they are scrambling here to try and win out this fight. Rascal in the TVT, but oh no, a new challenger comes on in. He's got the help of the Mercy. So Rascal will go ahead and reset himself now. NRG, they honestly can just play the clock here. They don't need to force the issue. We'll see if Swan wants to stick with this Reinhardt. It looks like he will, as Rascal now makes a swap off. He wants to deal with Nene. He doesn't want that dive to be so potent, but here comes a self-destruct from Smex.
And Adam already out of the fight. The self-destruct has done its duty. NRG buys even more valuable time. Remember all that clenching as a New York fan that you might have felt just a little bit ago? You might want to get ready again, because we have 1 minute left on the clock.
1 minute left on the clock. XL2 still need to push it a good 20 meters now, and it's so close. But we're seeing that situation come out again. It looks like it's gonna go into overtime. Nene on the long flank. He's basically at the spawn of NRG right now with this pulse bomb. He knows he has to avoid a lot of the CC here. Poise gets spotted out.
Rascal down early. Clone Man with support gets 2. This is exactly what they needed. Nene, the soft touch onto Poise, and that is beautiful from XL2. The engage they needed, and this should get them to point B, and also some badly needed extra time.
So in the nick of time, they will once again be able to get this. Oh, we have a contest coming up from NRG. But Clone Man cleans up Smex, as we do have the Valkyrie coming on out. Adam's gonna push forward. They want to finish this off. They want to secure it. They will be able to get it shortly if they can clean this up.
NRG should not have done that. Let it be known that when something is gone, let it go. You have a perfect opportunity at the last point, and now they might not have positioning for that all-important box of victory. XL2's feeling rejuvenated. They're going in deep. Rob is out, and suddenly the front line of XL2 is knocking on NRG's door.
Clone Man does not care when you find yourself in times of trouble. They're able to just continue to push forward there. XL2 now want to carry this momentum forward. They've got 1 minute and 5 seconds, 20 more meters to try and tie this up and send it to a map number 5 right now. But NRG, they've got an Earth Shatter, they've got a rally almost ready, and Rob with another Transcendence. Poison's now swapped off. Bomb,
go on!
Nene finishes off Swan.
Nene just comes on in, opens the way. XL2, they want to go to 5, but Rascal got on the Clone Man. Swan's been brought into the fight. Now he has the Earth Shatter up. 40 seconds left remaining, and Poise on the McCree even takes Mangachu out of the sky. NRG, 1 fight away. XL2 under the gun once more.
And NRG, they had to use a lot into that. The Transcendence, the Self-Destruct, along with the Earth Shatter. But all they've got from the XL2 squad right now, well, it's going to be a lot of ordnance. They've got the Rocket Barrage, they've got the Pulse Bomb ready, and now Clone Man, once again, we got to see what he can do when he gets to the back line. But it's coming down to the wire. 10 seconds left. They need to get onto the point, and they need to get on now.
We all's gonna be late to the fight. He just got remacked. They're gonna have to go in 5v6. Mangachu, now is the time. The season on the line. NRG looking to hold. Swan eats a lot of damage here early on. Poise has a Deadeye. Rascal down. Nene connects with the Pulse Bomb. The barrage rains it on down. The Deadeye only gets 1. And XL2 so close to sending to a map 5. Nice air shot from Mangachu. And guess what? We're gonna be selling this back on Control.
Remember when I mentioned that whole I'm gonna have to go get seen about heart palpitations thing? God, XL2 is not helping that situation. This is intense. This is neck and neck. They are just trading blows back and forth. We're tied up. This is crazy.
There's never been a better lower body workout than being an XL2 fan and watching XL2 there, because that was tense. That was
so tense.
Way too tense going in. And for a team that was the favorite coming in, NRG was 1 fight away from dashing their dreams once more. this has been great to watch.
It looked so grim for a bit there, but XL2 rose up. And by XL2, I mean Nene.
Yep.
Nene decided, you get a pulse bomb, you get a pulse bomb, everybody gets a pulse bomb. And
Oprah in action.
It's not even just a pulse bomb, though. There's more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You get bailed out. You get bailed out.
God.
Continually, this man has been coming up for XL2 when they need him in these clutch situations. I mean, how many more times does he have to bail them out?
I want to let you know that in my notes I wrote Nene the hero because it was just phenomenal.
You know, all I get here is that I think that Nene and Rascal are a big fan of camping because they can carry a lot. Those backpacks were full on both sides is what I will say from that.
They can get their official Sherpa certification and travel people up Mount Everest or something because my God, were they carrying. That was just amazing work from both teams. Like we said, it was so close and XL2 squeaked it out in the end, which is not something I think any of us would be saying today.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, XL2, this is supposed to be the, walk in, 3-0, walk out. You guys have been great all season. Just execute here. And NRG's like, no. That's not the script that we're going to be following here. We're going to follow a different script, and it's going to be the one where we nearly take you guys out in Rialto. And don't worry, we still might have more in the tank for control.
And the crazy thing is the level of play coming out from both sides has been absolutely superb. You see that there is a game plan coming out, but for the most part, it was NRG who looked like they were able to execute it on it better. But again, Nene comes in, disrupts all of that. And now we are going to a map number 5, much deservedly in this series.
Absolutely, and as we can see here, just NRG was on point with their plays. Good ults, good moves, good coordination. I can't wait to see what this next map is going to bring.
Well, I mean, in particular, was their stall on point A was nothing short of nutty. Their understanding of how to use those doorways right near the payload to buy time, even when you're down players, even when you only have like 2 tanks left and you're outnumbered 4-2, they were still able to do that. And now, why don't we end what's been a good game on Paradise? Oasis awaits.
I can't wait. I also love looking at this map selection. It's literally back and forth. NRG XL2, NRG XL2. That is crazy. It's also aesthetically very pleasing. The red, the blue, the red, the blue.
Well, why is the King's Row blue so much darker than Rialto?
Because King's Row is dark and stormy on a dark and stormy night. But not on Oasis. Oasis is bright and sunny, full of cars ready to hit ya. What are you hoping to see as we go into this final, as my voice cracks, map?
I mean, I was going to say good Overwatch, but now I just kind of want to see someone get run over. You mentioned cars, and look, those cars are the strongest weapon in Overwatch. That or the Korean army has really bad war mechs in the future because apparently Diva's mech just gets run over by the equivalent of a Subaru.
Yeah, I'm wondering at this point for Oasis if actually Nanohana comes on back or if they want to stick with Mingachu. So that's going to be 2 different kinds of XL2s played, right? You're going to have one with the Genji or one with the Pharah. And so it does come down kind of to which map we get in the first 2 points here. So this is a very scary proposition for XL2 because now they have to decide how they play this out in the next 3 points.
Absolutely. Really everything for both of these teams comes down to what they pick and what they do now because this is it. This is the last map. We don't go to a map 6. There's not a map 6. This is a map 5. We're done after this. This is crazy.
One way or another, we're going to have a victor. We're going to know who gets to play down in Burbank at the Overwatch World Cup, capping the weekend. It's going to be great.
It's going to be, and like I said before, it's going to be a weekend full of hype, full of energy drinks, full of naps, hopefully. Is there a place for us to nap? Can I nap?
You can find a corner.
I can find a corner.
There's plenty of corners
around. There's plenty of corners, or maybe I'll just cap 2 seats in the arena and just reserve it for me.
They are really comfortable.
They are really comfortable, right?
But
if you don't have your tickets, buy your tickets now.
You're likely going to get woken up by a guy in spandex running by you. And that guy's probably going to be Captain Planet. I mean, he is pretty ardent in his support for Team
Maybe Bren. he's got his body morph suits.
You think Bren's going to grab a spandex suit for Burbank?
Please, for the love of God, no.
He has them.
Oh.
Do you think he's going to make a terrible bet where he's going to have to later eat that suit?
Probably.
What kind of question is that?
Absolutely he is. But I have a quick question for you guys. In regards to the tank play on XL2's side, Clone Man, do you think he's going to stay in? Do you think he's going to get switched out?
No, I think for Control, it's absolutely going to be Tizzy, especially because Tizzy is sort of their Winston specialist. Clone Man, for better or for worse, is going to be watching this from the bench.
Well, let's hope it's for the better. I mean, actually, I don't know at this point. Like, I'm so split. Usually I have my favorite that I keep in my heart, but I'm so proud of every team that's been playing, not just today, not just yesterday, not just the day before, but every week that we've been here. Everyone has been fighting so hard and so well that I'm the neutral party. I'm Sweden? Sweden's neutral. Finland? One of those.
Switzerland is
Switzerland.
where they go to.
That's the one I'm looking
Yeah.
for. I was an acting major, all right? I don't know these things. But no, I'm very excited to see what these teams will bring. What has been your favorite part of the day so far?
Favorite part of the day? Oof. I mean, honestly, it's just been the hero play seeing and also the unexpected. I think NRG coming out here and challenging XL2 has been a joy to watch, where, for me, upsets are the greatest part about Overwatch, where you think you know what's going to happen, and then something flips it on its end. Rascal's been playing well. Poise has had a redemption story this entire series. I want to see what the finale is.
Yeah, I honestly do like the peaking of Poise at this point, especially here in the playoffs. And the thing is, going over to that Sombra doesn't mean that he has to carry, right? He just needs to shut down the carries from the opposite end, so he doesn't have to go for crazy plays. It's a simple hack onto Mangachu, who's on that far, and all of a sudden he's no longer in the air. He's vulnerable to people just swinging on him like a Reinhardt hammer. So it's been a great transition for him. But beyond that, he actually has had some great plays. We saw he was, I believe, on the McCree for a bit, and he was keeping Mangachu really in check at that point.
Just a little update for the audience. We are waiting on a player replacing a mouse, whether that be because of intensity and breaking of that mouse, we are not quite sure, but rest assured we will get back to the game soon. But in the meantime, it is nice to just chat about what we've been watching here, since this is our last day for a bit talking about Overwatch and Contenders, and I'm gonna miss you guys.
Oh.
No hardware is safe, by the way. Let me just say that. Intense match is like, I broke my mouse.
I don't think I've ever broken that's a lie. I've broken a controller before.
I mean, we've almost broken this table.
That's every time you guys stand up and you bang on the desk, and I'm so worried about this table, honestly.
It's
Actually,
better the desk than, like, each other.
That's
like, we need to snap each other out of it, right? Yeah. So that's kind of like a reminder, like, ah.
You know, I'd be tempted to bang on this desk more, but that's going to get me basically close to Phoenix right. I mean, I'm wearing a blue suit right now. No red tie, but close enough.
All right.
Don't object to me.
I gotta ask before we go in, predictions. This is our last prediction.
I think XL2 still, because I think it's a little bit demoralizing to NRG, but who knows? This is so close. Could go either way.
I don't want to put that kind of evil on anyone, but NRG.
Yeah?
I'm going with NRG.
All right.
I'm putting us at like a baseline curse now.
Okay.
So there we go.
The
Level
curse
playing
has
field.
been neutralized. Everything is neutral. We don't know what's going to happen. This is the last map. This determines it all. This is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, map number 5, XL2 versus NRG. This is it, ZP. This is the last map of the season before we move on to the grand finals.
And guess what? XL2 gonna be ending it by taking flight. Mangachu goes to the Pharah, Nene on the Tracer. XL2's not gonna mess with the Sombra. They're going with what got them here.
No shenanigans whatsoever. Nene has been popping off with this Tracer. Now he's gonna be facing off against Poise. But of course, you have to deal with Rascal, who will be on that Sombra, trying to shut down and zone out anyone that he can. We do have a pause, so it looks like we're gonna have to take a quick break on the action, though. A little unfortunate there, but hey, take a look. Again, like we had mentioned,
Whoa,
for the most part, we got our own drama here. That was close.
Okay, so you guys didn't see that, but we have a TV that rolls in and out, and that TV almost fell over. That was, oh boy, everything's breaking right now.
Everything is intense right now.
Are you a piece of electronic equipment? Seek shelter immediately.
Oh no, I'm scared. I'm gonna put my phone down because I feel like all of a sudden it's gonna fall onto the floor and shatter. Everything is breaking, which just means that the intensity is just going through the roof right now. I'm still on level 10. I'm still amped up. But just kidding, here we go. We're back.
So much drama.
And we're back.
Already. And we're back. Here we go. Nene already on the Tracer, trying to find his way into the back line. It's Mangachu with this far, though, trying to get some poke damage onto the main takes.
Oh, guess what? Mangachu's down. Rascal clips his wings. And that's Rascal again. Fight him up, but guess what? Nene's there, and both superstars striking early on, but with the Mercy down, NRG certainly a little bit above here. They're gonna get an edge now, especially on the healing side. But guess what? Nene's still there, looking to the backline. And Zen, oh, Rob treats him to the orb special as NRG gets first control.
Now, a big thing to talk about here is that Rascal is on that Sombra. That means he has the health pack controls with the hacked ones. The Mega you saw, the Mini you just heard. That's going to make it that much more difficult for Nene to try and take these TVTs. So now he's swapping up. He can't play the TVTs because of the health pack difference. Mangachu, though, with the direct body rocking onto Poise.
Watch your step, says Mangachu there. Blows Poise right up. Gives XL2 that 6v5. But, of course, this is the Gardens. You can delay for a long, long time, and NRG might be swapped to that mode, but they have a Treads on the top. Specs super low.
Oh no,
Really gets saved.
no.
There's a time hack. Is he gonna fall to the brink? Drops the EMP, and NRG, they're taking this fight. They get on Adam. They're looking for the D-Mac, and NRG keeps the pressure on up.
That was such good execution, Rascal. Just focusing down that Mercy. Adam has not been able to do much whatsoever. 46% into this, and he doesn't have a Valkyrie. Fox's already built up his, used his, and now built up 61%, and now NRG 50% away from taking the first point here on Oasis. Now they lost early on Li Zhang, and they are looking for revenge.
Mangachu with the damage-boosted rockets coming back over. Barrage ready. The rest of XL2 taking their time getting onto the point. NRG hiding. They don't want to give easy rockets away. Poise, gets away from the beginning. Nice stick! Gets Nene out of there. Beautiful movement out from Poise. That was huge.
Poise just breaks Nene's ankles there. And we talk about Nene, about how good of a player he is, but that's generally when he's on that Tracer. He's the one that's juking everybody. Now, Poise, though, on another level. NRG at 87% as XL2 Academy are going to have to scramble to get onto the point. They will have 4 ultimates to use, though, but Mangachu is just now getting out of spawn.
Mangachu not going to be back for quite a while. XL2, they need the contest, not at full strength. NRG holding on. They have both support ults up. Rascal, though, down. And now they're going to have to transcend if they want to res him. Mangachu completely nullified, gets nothing on the barrage. It's an excellent play by Specs, but Rob is out. And NRG, now you have to consider, do you just hold on? Yeah, you do. Don't throw anything else in this fight. XL2's going to grab it, but you're so far ahead.
Yeah, they basically exchanged the Primal Rage for 3 ultimates out from XL2. That's both support ultimates, the Sound Barrier along with the Valkyrie, and of course that Barrage. So, coming into this next one, it's gonna be 3 ultimates all in line for NRG. Poise almost has, of course, another Pulse Bomb, and Rascal is getting so close to that EMP. Can they set it up again? Get into the back line, hack Adam, and then take him out. Then they spotted him for a second.
They saw him. They saw him again. Dealer goes, hey, how you been? Why are you not like stealth right behind me? Get out of here. And Mangachu got robbed, so XL2 still maintaining control here at the point. Boys, though, coming on in. Just looking for a bit of damage. Of course, he has his pulse bomb already up. I think if you're NRG, just maybe reset, but no, Rob goes, we're going in. Transcend up, did it stick? Poise, no, doesn't get the stick, but still gets the finish. Gets Nene right on the other end. NRG, Poise making big plays here as XL2 is on the brink.
Mangachu goes for the barrage, gets 2, but Smeks is self-destruct. Will take him out of the sky. That's both the Pharah and the Mercy now. Wuyao is trying his best, but he is gonna go down overtime, taking away here, and it's gonna be NRG as soon as they clean this up to try and take it. We know how long these stalls can happen here on Oasis.
XL2 barely holding on, last minute stall. Poise, though, stomped on by Tizzy. That's big. XL2 getting back onto the point. Swan has to Primal Rage, but Rascal is down. NRG collapsing 1 by 1, and XL2 not out of the Gardens here yet as Mangachu lays in the rockets from the top.
Able to fight back into this, almost about to flip the point as Tizzy cleans up Smeks. They will be able to keep it alive for now. And what a way we are ending this 5th map. Already on the first point, it looks like we're getting pushed to the limit. 99-99 on the way as XL2 Academy have 65% secured. 4 ultimates ready for this defense.
Poise, though, sitting here in the bottom with the Dream. Pulse bomb up. 1 pickoff is all it takes for NRG to flip this. Ooh, okay, that was a rocket that nearly ended his life. Mangachu not having any of that. XL2 from control. Mangachu almost gets Rascal. Was 1 rocket away before he translocated right out. Barrage back the other side. Completely negated by the Diva. Smeks was right there, and NRG now pressuring once more.
The support ultimates both used by XL2 to not much at all. NRG, they have the man advantage. They have the EMP. It's going to come on down. The dive out from Swan as they chase down Goliath. Tizzy is gone too as Specs was able to finish him off. 99-99 as overtime ticks away.
This is looking big. NRG about to take the round. They're going to recap. And XL2, no one really in sight. Nene looking for that hero moment once more. Gets Rascal. Suddenly buys time for Mangachu to come back in. Mangachu swooping on over. NRG, though, Rob anti-air Zenyatta, and suddenly NRG still fighting right back, maintaining control, and XL2 falling.
Swan gets Adam. Both supports are gone for XL2. Now NRG are going to be able to clean up. Poise picks off Nene, and Mangachu looks like he dies to his own rocket as Poise really coming to life, making up for the entire season here, really showing up. The first point goes to NRG, and now they are sitting on grand final point. They are looking to move forward here to face off against Fusion University.
This is a new NRG. This is a new Poise, and they could not be peaking at a better time. XL2, it doesn't matter if you're undefeated in the regular season, if you drop it in the playoffs. Now, if you are champions, if you're going to live up to the billing, your comeback must now begin. Conversely, for NRG, if you are in that same boat, you put the foot on the throat and you stop XL2 here.
Let's take a look at the composition coming out from NRG here as we move on to University. We've got the pulled pork coming out from Smex and Swan. The Orisa along the Roadhog. Rascal is going to match rocket for rocket against Mangachu, but he's going to have help on the ground. Nene with that McCree. Ooh, almost got the boop off onto Tizzy. You got to be careful there, playing the outside.
It was dangerously close for NRG, but now you take a look. They've already put people on the point. XL2 with more to work with here in terms of having to work around and get on the point. NRG is in a firmer control, a better position. Rascal swimming on the side, a hook comes in, they almost pick off Tizzy, and he's down into the pit.
Oh, now Wuyel is receiving the focus there. It's gonna be Tizzy who finally falls as Smex is able to connect with that. They get the res off as Adam. That was very risky of him, but he's able to do it safely. Now moves away, does Smex. But it's the air battles that's going on. Rascal getting some good poke on in.
XL2 so close to getting first control. XL2 has to give it up, and NRG gets first control.
Oh,
NRG
no.
in such a good spot right now. XL2 has to be feeling the pressure now.
A lot of ultimates coming into this next fight, and the point was just captured by NRG. We've got both support ultimates. Goliath is the one trailing behind in this race. Nene, oh, it's been so difficult for him with this McCree to try to find the right angles through the shields, through the burst coming out from the Pharahs. He's got to be careful about Rascal's positioning here as the Valkyrie's already used by Phozix.
Phozix in the air already. XL2 gonna go, you know what, we're gonna wait that out, but time is time, and it's not on their side. Mangachu doesn't feel comfortable with taking that battle. Ends up going straight on in, drops a barrage, but once more, able to get Smex, makes it a little bit better. Barrage on the other side from Rascal, punishes Mangachu, res back on the Smex. XL2 fighting tooth and nail, Mangachu is back in. Nene, clean up on the side, fighting Rob, 1v1, takes Rob out, and XL2 is gonna be able to get back on the point, but NRG now so far ahead.
XL2 literally used every ultimate in that fight, though, just to take it. And so now, while they do stem the bleeding, only allowing NRG to get 55% coming into this next fight, they have to deal with, of course, that hook and pull combination. They have to deal with Smex, who's gonna have a whole hawk to just even force them off the point and get the quick flip if they can execute on that. Now, XL2 with the Orisa of their own, though, gonna try and hide behind it in the corner, as a lot of poke is coming out from Rascal and Mangachu.
Orisa learned the fly there. Nene, though, gets poised. The Wild West battle. And he almost gets mercy for good measure. Rascal gonna force him back. Mangachu, meanwhile, looking at the tank side of things. XL2 still in control, almost evening the score here between the two.
Smex just on a rogue mission by himself. We'll get the D-Mech onto Wuyel, and so that is going to create an opening for NRG to come in. Poise, though, takes out Mangachu, and now Nene has to back away.
XL2's in real trouble here. NRG on pursuit. Here's the Deadeye. It's high noon. What are you going to get here, Nene? And now he's just waiting. Gets one. Phozix out of it. Rascal, though, strikes on back. And meanwhile, this has been very good for XL2. They've maintained control all the while, even as NRG has looked fearsome. They've evened up the score, and now it's NRG more in trouble.
67%. They're just using whatever ultimates come online to scrap back into this. And yeah, both teams are now just trading blow for blow, but that might come out in XL2's favor. They've got the Valkyrie. They've almost got the self-destruct here, which might catch out Rascal if he's not in the right position.
Mangachu again, laying in rockets.
Poise.
Here comes Poise, Deadeye, sneaky on the side. holds the Deadeye, looks for Mangachu as Tizzy falls, but Rascal gave up his life for that. Poise now gonna have to carry more of the burden. Both teams trading out. Deadeye coming in. NRG needs to get on the point here. And the Poise gets Nene. The Deadeye connects, and NRG retakes.
Again, we are back to basically the brink. 98% for XL2. They were so close of tying this up, and then, of course, sending us to a third point now. NRG, though, because they were answering blow for blow, they have no ultimate. They're gonna have to be just completely reset. It's XL2 on the reset. Nene with the Deadeye, Goliath with the trance, but that's a huge pickoff. But oh, it's a trade, and it's a better trade for XL2.
NRG down Poise, and you look on the other end. Nene setting up for the Deadeye to get XL2 back in this. Mangachu was able to be res back up. Here comes Nene, looking for that sweet support pickoff. Mangachu on the front lines right now. Nene still freelancing in the back. Mangachu going in to clean up what Nene has started. Gets the supercharger, but can't get much more. Nene has rejoined his team now. Deadeye up, and Rascal immediately taken down. Fozix gets him for good measure, and NRG on the verge of losing the point here. XL2 coming back in strong.
Poise tries his best to shut down Nene, but no, he will not be able to get away. And so with that, XL2 left with only 2 remaining members to clean up from NRG. Rascal coming back with the emergency Doomfist. Overtime ticks down, and he's able to just barely get there, but he does not have enough shields. He will fall, and XL2 send it to a third point. We are gonna settle this all on City Center.
And you know what? That is where cars reign. That's where you might get run right over, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This has gone to 5, and now we go to the final 3. The third round, where one team's fate will be decided. A team that will end up going to the Overwatch World Cup for the Contenders Finals later this year. We'll see which of these 2 teams is gonna rise up on top. XL2 has just struck back. Mangachu will stay in the skies. And NRG can come out the Sombra Tracer to end it all.
This is a dangerous proposition. Now, while Rascal can, of course, take the high ground to try and contest the Pharah that much, it's Poise on the opposite end who's not going to be able to really try and get anything going with this Tracer. It's so difficult when you have to deal with the Pharah who's got the pocket of the Mercy. He's throwing out so many rockets. Take a look at the poke already coming out from Mangachu.
This is looking really good for XL2. They're able to push energy back. Poise almost gets dunked on real early on in this fight. XL2 though, getting focused back the other way. Tizzy almost fell in the return salvo of fire coming out from NRG, and in fact it's NRG that's bullied back a bit, and Swan is down. Nene pressing from the left side. No one on him right now. Finds Fozix. And XL2, I think, has done enough here. NRG on the brink. Rascal's one person can bring it back, but he's on the Sombra. It's less explosive.
Now Nene, he's on the left-hand flank. He's trying to take this battle up against Poise, though. He has to be careful. It doesn't matter, because in the mid, Mangachu just cleaning up. I think that's 3 deaths in a row where Mangachu died to his own rockets. But it's okay, because Adam just presses Control-Z, erases that mistake. We're reset. It's XL2 now, taking the point first. 93%, that's all they need to take this, to move on to our grand finals.
NRG, you can't let this fester. You must strike back now. And the way you do it, you gotta do it with that EMP. Rascal has it ready and loaded. Delete Goliath early on this fight. Achieve your destiny. Mangachu heavily chunked, has to back out, but Rascal's down. He went for the EMP, and it was denied. Was taken down immediately, and that's so big for XL2.
And XL2 do not blink in the face of that EMP. All they used was the Valkyrie, and Adam, he's fine to use it because Goliath is going to be able to back that up with the Transcendence in the next fight. NRG now, without getting anything off that EMP and resetting Rascal, I feel like you should just change, go back over to a Pharah or something to contest. But right now, Poise is having so much difficulty on this Tracer getting in.
I mean, Tracer is a hero that's more vertically challenged, and he's getting checked by the Creed on point. Swan blown up by the barrage. Too many rockets to handle for that scientist there. Mangachu goes for more, dunks on Fozix, going back the other way. Rocket after rocket, charging him up. Nene's there in the cleanup on the other end, and suddenly NRG might be down to 2 fights after going so far. Salute that.
70% on the board. XL2 on the verge of stamping their tickets to our playoffs now as Nene. He's going to take a victory lap, a victory bounce on this bouncy pad here. He's got the Deadeye ready. And so NRG have to be careful on the approach. Phosix has to be careful as Poise now makes his swap over to the Widowmaker because he hasn't been able to do anything against anyone from XL2.
Nene saying it's high noon for 2 seconds before I hit the ground. If he does use it there, and he does use it there. Bouncing, looking for a happy little skull. Doesn't get it, puts it away. Mangachu, though, on the point. Overtime in progress. Season on the line. Last-ditch EMP from Rascal. NRG falling here. XL2 keeping it on. Overtime ticking away. And NRG, you've come far. You've put on a showing. You've blown up Mangachu. But do you have anything left in the tank as XL2 is about to finish this out?
It's just Phosix and Specs at this point now. They do have the Sober here, Rascal, but he's already at slow HP. Nene hits him with that flashbang, and with that, that's XL2 moving on to our grand finals.
Oh my God. I literally have to take a second. That was so intense. That was an amazing end to XL2. For XL2, they decided, you know what? This is our last map. We are going to show you what XL2 is, and they did.
XL2 playing with fire. I mean, I think they came out with third-degree burns, so they did get burned, but they're alive.
They're still
in the tournament. They're going to the grand finals. But that was a little bit spicy, and it was kicked up to 11.
And of course, this match had to end on Oasis. When we were going blow for blow between every single map, we go to Oasis. It's 99 to 100 on both of the first two, and then of course we go to City Center. And for some reason of all maps, it's City Center that goes just completely one-sided in XL2's favor.
It was really just the amazing team coordination of XL2 and Nene and Mangachu just popping off. Nene on that McCree was a sight to behold.
Nene was great. He was consistent. The McCree in a situation like this is risky for so many players, but it's not a risk for Nene. It's a guarantee.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really worked against NRG here was that they did start off with the with the Hanzo along with the Pharah, and we see teams, you know, especially here on University, have those two kind of looks. Do we go Pharah Hanzo or do we go Pharah McCree? And the McCree really did pay off, and so we saw the swap balls coming out from NRG where they go for the McCree themselves.
Absolutely, but we cannot just let go of the fact that NRG has just played so well today. They took it all the way. It was literally down to 1 point. Like 1 point on a map. That's fighting hard.
Just 1 point, one fight.
Right.
NRG had multiple fights where it was a one-fight margin, but they only needed one more fight to go their way to win the series. And XL2 fought back with the rest of what they had every single time. It was tense. It was great Overwatch. XL2 does, though, end it on top.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's been a joy to watch these players compete today. As you said, it came down to one fight so many times. That's good Overwatch. That's what we come to see. This is what we want to see from these players, really showing us what they have. And you know what, today, that's exactly what they did. They showed us what they have. They showed us these amazing plays. They showed us their fight, their tooth, their nails, and I couldn't be happier.
Now Mangachu is going to be heading off, of course, to compete the World Cup, and now also competing for the finals here for the North American Contenders. This is nuts, and this guy has such a bright future ahead of him.
Absolutely. These players don't have time to rest. Lots of them are going to be continuing to fight this summer, this fall. They just keep going, and isn't that a joy for all of us Overwatch fans? We just get to keep seeing these guys play to their best of their ability.
And a lot of these people, this is sort of the first, not the first step, but perhaps one of the last steps on their path to pro before they end up in the Overwatch League. So bravo to the players that are going to be playing in the grand finals. Bravo to the players that have impressed so far, that didn't quite make it, but still have impressed scouts in this time.
Yeah, and